Alright, on to the train station, getting on with the field study. Here we go. Yes, I want to enter the station. Carry on, carry on. Oh, you're all here. Ready to take off? Ready as we're gonna be. Alright, let's get our tickets at the counter then. Well, the capital's only half an hour to the west, so at least the fare should be cheap. Should be, but you never know. Good morning, everyone. Let me guess, you're headed for Heimdall this month. That's right. We'd like 5 tickets to Heimdall, please. Coming right up. You know, the Capital Summer Festival is coming up in just 2 days. I'm sure lots of people will be streaming into the capital to celebrate, so be careful out there. We will, don't worry. I'm used to dealing with it. Okay, that's 5 passengers headed for Heimdall. I'll have those tickets for you in just a moment. Passenger service bound for Heimdall. We ask that all passengers please be on the platform. Jeez, does not give you enough time to read that. Well, at least we won't be waiting long. There's a train to Heimdall every half an hour after all. So, we're really headed to the capital. I've been there a few times before, but it's still pretty unfamiliar territory. I've been twice before on family business. Same here. I know where Elise's Academy is, but that's about it. Not to worry. I'll explain more about the city on our way over. It's a pretty big city, though. I'm not even sure where to start. Alright. Okie dokie. I think I'm going to take this opportunity to grab a drink of water real quick if I can. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright. Back at it. So Machias says, alright, not too much longer till we arrive, so let me give you a quick overview. Heimdall is, among many other things, the capital of this country, which means it's the home of the reigning emperor, His Majesty, Ugent Race Arnor III. Even children know that. We need useful, logical knowledge, not a recitation of a travel brochure. Well, Heimdall is divided into 16 main districts. Each district's about as large as a whole town in any of the Empire's provinces. All in all, the city's population hovers around 800,000 people. Wow, I can hardly imagine that many people all in one place. It's one of those continent's largest cities, isn't it? Indeed it is. Crossbell is known for being a thriving center of trade, but its population's only around 500,000. Meanwhile, to the south, Labrel's capital has about 300,000 people. The Republic's capital is pretty big too, but I don't think it's quite as big as Heimdall. Really? What? Oh, I was just wondering what kinds of tasks we may be asked to do in such an expansive city. I can hardly hazard a guess. Oh. Well, we don't know who our point of contact is, or even when we're going to be staying. Who knows? Maybe we'll end up staying in Elliot or Machias' home. I doubt it. My house isn't big enough to put us all up. But Machias' dad is the governor, so maybe we'll be staying at his place. I think that's even less likely. Dad spends most of his time in his official residence, so I doubt anyone's going to be at our family's place. Instructor Sarah said that there'd be a guide of some sort waiting for us at the station, though she didn't mention who. That's the instructor for you. Honestly, she never really tells us anything, does she? Well, only what we need to know, I'm guessing. Alright, should we talk to everybody? Should we play Blade? Should we save? Should we just stop talking? I don't really know if we need to talk to everybody. I usually do in these situations. What do you think? Well, let's talk to everybody. Why not? I can't believe our field study dates coincide with the summer festivals in Heimdall. I wonder if this is another one of Instructor Sarah's little schemes. I'm sure it is. I really wouldn't be surprised. I can't wait to see what horrors await us this month. That summer festival certainly seems to have caught your attention, though. Is it really that great? Oh yeah, biggest in the country. There are all kinds of exciting events, including loads of music-related things. Really now? That does sound fun. Hopefully you'll get a chance to drop by your home at some point, too. Who knows? The capital's pretty massive after all. It's going to be a roll of the dice whether or not we're close enough. I'd really like to see all my friends again, though, if I can. You seem kind of down. Is something wrong? No, it's nothing. I mean, we're going on a field study, not a vacation, right? We can't let ourselves get caught up in the festival atmosphere, or we'll wind up with failing marks. I don't know if I've got the willpower to pull that off, though. Well, all we can do is try. St. Estrella Girls' School is in the capital, correct? If I'm not mistaken, that's the school your sister attends. Do you think you'll be visiting her? I might if I get the chance. Last time we saw one another only a few days ago, though. I feel kind of awkward going to see her again so soon. I suppose it does stand to reason that even siblings would worry about such social faux pas. Oh yeah, you don't have any brothers or sisters, do you? I do not. I am an only child. Although, I have been asked by some of the girls I know to regard them as my younger sister. Come to think of it, they're enrolled in St. Estrella's too. Girls' academies sure sound like interesting places. I hope Elise doesn't get corrupted by her environment. You really are a devoted brother. Or rather, you come across as one who's devoted to most anyone aside from himself. You think so? Haha, I do. Perhaps much of this could have been avoided if I were more like you. So, this month's field study is in the capital. We certainly won't be staying at my home, but I wouldn't be as surprised at all if some of our tasks sent us there. Yeah, I guess your dad is pretty busy, huh? Man, huh? He'd have to be governing a city like Heimdall. Busy doesn't even begin to describe it. He barely has time to come home most days. And with all the preparations for the festival, I'd be surprised if we even saw him, much less had an opportunity to talk to him. That would be a shame. It is what it is. I'll be happy if I were able to fulfill some requests on his behalf, so we can lighten up his load a bit. Sure, well, I'll be more happy to help. You and Elliot are going to be the stars this time around, after all, so you get to call his shots if you want. Well, it is our hometown. We'll take charge of things while we're there. At least in terms of city navigation. We'll be able to show you the way and any facilities you need. Thanks. We'll be counting on you. Not going to have long to enjoy the journey this time. Yeah, we're not straying too far from Trista. Do you enjoy traveling then? Somewhat. We used to travel a lot in the Corps. I see. Do you spend a lot of time admiring the view from the train windows then? Sometimes. We traveled in airships and boats too. But sometimes we were stowed away in cargo holds, so we couldn't see anything. It's not like she's deliberately trying to annoy Laura or anything, and I don't think Laura actually wants to be irritated by her either. There's got to be some common ground, something to help them get through this. What's the matter? Oh, it's nothing. Alright. We're good. Boop, 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 boop. The Ministry of Railways wishes to thank all passengers for their patronage. This semi-express line is bound for Heimdall. Our next stop is Heimdall, the terminus of this express line. Please ensure you have all your belongings with you when you disembark on the train. Whew, looks like we're almost there. Indeed, it doesn't feel as though our train ride is long at all. Haha, well, Heimdall is just a stone's throw west from Trista. We could have just gone back to Trista at night. Well, yes, that's true, but hey, plenty of people commute to work in the capital every day after all. Well, I wonder what awaits us here. What kind of storyline progression are we going to get? I'm sure something juicy is going to happen. It always does in these field studies. Maybe we'll run back into Millium again? Or maybe some new characters. Who knows? We shall see.
Exactly on time.
Huh?
Wait, what?
Her again, the Ice Queen.
You're that.
You're from the Railway Military Police, if memory serves me correctly.
You're Captain Claire, was it?
That's right. I'm glad you remember me. I believe it's been about 3 months since we last met.
So, this must be the woman the group who went to Keldic encountered.
So this is an officer from the fearsome RMP?
Since you're here, does that mean you're going to be the one assigning our tasks for this month's field study?
No, I'm just here to provide a place for you to talk with the person who is. He should be here any moment now. Here.
Perfect timing.
No way.
Dad?
Huh.
I've seen him in the Imperial Chronicle before.
Governor Regnitz, one of the Reformists' most influential voices.
So this is Machias' father.
This is the first time I've met most of you, so let me introduce myself. I'm Carl Regnitz, Machias' father. I'm the governor of Heimdall and head of the local government. It's a pleasure to finally meet you, ladies and gentlemen of Class 7.
My apologies for the location. I would have preferred to brief you in the City Hall. But I'm regrettably short on time, so I had to ask the captain here to lend us this room. Anyways, let us move on to confirming your assignments and lodgings. Hold on a minute. How did you, of all people, end up being the one to sort out all our lodgings and tasks? It seems a little too convenient. Yeah, now that you mention it. If you wouldn't mind us asking, sir, how did you wind up as our point of contact? My apologies. I probably should have explained a little more first. It's actually a very simple reason. I'm here because I sit on Thor's Military Academy's board of directors. So does everybody, apparently. You what? How? First, Eustace's brother, then Elisa's mother, and now Machias' father. It stretches the bonds of imagination to believe the Academy's choice of directors is a mere coincidence. I can assure you, the three of us didn't arrange for it to be that way. If anything, I was unsure what to do when the Academy first offered the position to me. The Academy did? Would I be right in assuming there's some kind of secret reason behind the formation of Class 7? I'm afraid that's not my place to say. But whatever the case may be, I'm the third and final member of the Board of Directors. And that's why I'm the one who's prepared your field study task and arranged lodgings for you all. Unbelievable. Heh, it's all starting to make sense now. Thanks for clearing that up, sir. Anyways, back to what you were saying before. Yes, as I said, I'm short on time, so I'm afraid I'll have to keep this brief. Your field study will take place over 3 days, of which this is the first. As such, the third day will coincide with the start of the summer festival. Each group will be assigned half of the city to tend to a list of needs I've drawn up for you. So one group will take the eastern half of the city, and the other group the west. The city's big enough that it looks like we'll be working apart, even though we're in the same place. Indeed, I'm sure you've seen this from yourselves how vast Heimdall is. If both groups were to rove around the entire city, you'd have trouble getting anything done. As such, I've broken it down so that all of Groups A tasks cover the area east of Vanquer Street, while Group B's tasks are focused on the area west of Vanquer Street. Must be an important street. I believe Vanquer Street is the main thoroughfare that runs through the city, leading to the Imperial Palace. That's the one. As soon as we leave the station, you'll see it stretching out to the north. It's hardly a precise division, but for the purpose of this field study, I'm sure it'll be more than sufficient. Now, I'd like each group to take one of these envelopes. This envelope looks like the ones we usually get on a field study itinerary. But what about the address and the key? Oh, Alto Street, that's around where my family lives. Really? Yep, can't say the address brings up any particular place to mind, though. I seem to remember Vesta Street being a main street on the west of the side of the city. Yes, it's a fairly lively working class neighborhood. Dad, are these? That's right, the addresses of the places you'll be staying while you're here, along with their keys. Both groups will be staying in different places, so I suggest tracking down your lodgings before you start work. Think of it as a small orienteering exercise to help you get a better feel for the city. Ah, my apologies. I'm afraid I'll have to take my leave now. The dad? Preparations for the summer festival have me running from place to place, as you can imagine. I wish I could stay and chat a bit longer, but that's life and politics for you. Oh, and one more thing. The communications functionality of your Arcus has been enabled in the city. Good luck out there. Wait, hold on just a darn minute. I'm not sure what to make of it all. Since he's the governor, I was expecting him to be a lot more strict, but he actually seems more playful. Yeah, I feel ashamed you had to see that. He's always been like that, I'm afraid. At least he manages to fulfill his responsibilities as governor somehow. Actually, I've heard he's extremely good at his job. Coming from the background he does, he's friendly and down to earth, but people say he's a born leader too. The Imperial Chronicle always paints him in favorable light as well. I hear he butts heads with the noble faction for far less than his fellow reformist Chancellor Osborne. In politics, a friendly demeanor can be just as easily an active sway of popular sentiment. After all, there aren't many who can waltz in and borrow a meeting space from the RMP. Well, the capital is the nexus of the heart of the nation's entire railway network. As such, the railway military police finds itself daily indebted to the Governor Regnant's good graces. This was just an opportunity for us to return the favor, at least a little. Come on now. Well, thank you for allowing us to use this meeting room. We need our field study underway, so if you'll excuse us. Of course, I wish you well in your studies. If you'll follow me, I'll escort you to the station's exit. Let's go. Get this field study underway. Incredible. It's so vast. The size of this city never ceases to amaze me. Way too many people. It only starts to sink in that I'm in the capital after I see an orbital tram zipping along. Is that what those little train vehicles are? I've never had the opportunity to ride one, but I believe they're used to ferry people around the city more easily. Yeah, they're the main form of public transportation here. They link all 16 of the capital's main districts. There's something of an icon in Heimdall. Their fare is pretty cheap too, which makes them convenient to get around. Lots of people use them so often that they just buy a yearly pass. Amazing! And all that and so many orbital cars on the road too. Ah, is that building off in the distance? That would be Volfem Palace, residence of His Majesty the Emperor. Although from what I understand, Chancellor Osborne's imperial government is also situated within. Yes, that's the case. Anyway, I'll be taking my leave here. I wish you the best of luck on your 3 days of field study. Thank you. Thanks for taking time off to see us off. Time to see us off. She really does seem like an army officer, does she? Indeed, though the railway military police are known for their Imperial Army's most elite divisions. Not to mention one of the branches the most despised by the aristocracy. If a province has a railway, you can virtually guarantee they'll use it as an excuse to meddle in security affairs. I've rarely seen them in Legram, though judging by their actions during our encounter in the Nature's Park, they did seem exceptionally well trained. Yeah, and with the same number of soldiers, they had no trouble rolling right over the provincial army. And to top it off, the captain is so elegant and pretty. She even looks good in a uniform. Some people have all the luck. It's like she's everything Sarah isn't. You can say that again. Though it seems like those two have more than a little history between them. Alright, I suppose we ought to get moving then. Yeah, we'll need to hop a tram to where our lodgings are. Then find the addresses we've been given. We've got a long 3 days ahead of us, so let's give it our best. You can count on it. Fee, Laura, take care of yourselves. You too. May the goddess be with you all. Take care. All right, bye for now then. TTFN. Let's go. This eastbound orbital tram will be departing momentarily. All those wishing to board, please do so at this time. What business are we going to get into first? I haven't been to the capital in a long time, but I'm always surprised at just how big this street is. Really? This view is nothing special to those who lived here all their lives. But I suppose seeing all the Orbital cars and trams zipping along must be a real sight to people from the provinces. Indeed. Even though in my home province, people are depending less and less on horse-drawn carriages, I've never seen so many Orbital cars in one place before. Well, even here, the carriages were the standard up until around 20 years ago. But these days, they seem kind of quaint. You never really see them anymore. The Republic's capital has a lot of cars too, just like this. After that, Crossbells probably has the most. Oh, really? You've done a lot of traveling for someone your age. Though, I guess when you were in a... Yep, Jaeger work takes your places. Anyways, what's Alto Street like? That's where we're staying while we're here, right? Isn't that where your house is, Elliot? Yeah, it's a pretty calm street, I guess. We should be taking a right here. Alto Street. I don't really find myself near Alto Street all that often. Looks like you live in a nice part of the city, though. You think? Anyways, we should start looking for where our lodgings are. Oh yeah, Elliot, you live around here, right? Why don't we drop by your house first then? But... Well, that does seem to be like a natural thing to do. I kind of like to see it. Well, it's really near here, but still, I doubt my dad will be in. Not sure if my sis will be there either. Yeah, I think you mentioned you having an older sister before. All the more reason to pay a visit then, right? Okay, if you insist, thanks. My house is the 2-story place with all the flowers over it. Don't know if anyone's home right now, but at least we can have a look. I'm guessing this is it. It's been a long time since I was last here, but I feel a bit nervous. Don't worry, I know the feeling. No need for such hand-wringing. It is your home, after all. I know, but still. Okay, come on in. Wow, it feels like it's been ages since I was home. So this is Elliot's house. Oh, is someone there? I'll be right with you in just a moment. Hee sorry for the wait. What? Is she? She looks just like Elliot. Hi, sis. I'm home. Elliot. Elliot. Whoa. Oh my. It's you. It's really you. I didn't think I'd be able to see you again so soon. Oh, thank the goddess. Sis, please, sit not in front of my classmates. It looks like they get along pretty well. Yeah, I'm almost jealous. I'm Elliot's older sister, Fiona Craig. I hear you have been saving my brother's skin at school. I'm so glad to finally meet you all. Actually, Elliot's the one doing the saving most of the time. Indeed, his attentiveness has proven valuable on many occasions. Yeah, it has. Are you blushing? Of course not. Why would I be? You must be Reen, Laura, Machias, and Fee. Now I can see what you meant when you wrote that you made some really interesting friends. Yeah. You're not teaching any piano classes today. As it so happens, I have the day off. And none of the children have come by either, so you picked a good time to visit. Oh, you teach piano here at home. Elliot is in the wind orchestra at the academy, too. Is everyone in this family a musician? Well, almost. My dad's not really the musical type. He couldn't carry a tune in a wheelbarrow. I'd love the chance to go to a concert as a family once in a while. But he's so busy with work that he rarely has a chance to come home and see us. What does your dad do, anyway? Oh, have you not told them? Now that you mention it, I don't recall you ever saying. Is it something secret you can't talk about? Oh, no, nothing like that. He's in the Imperial Army. The Imperial Army? Really? Yeah, probably no way you'd guess that looking at me, right? I didn't exactly inherit the physique. you got a point. But man, the last name Craig in the Army, it sounds really familiar. Wait, your father wouldn't be the Olaf Craig, would he? The Olaf Craig, decorated Lieutenant General of Erebonia's Armed Forces. That's our dad, all right. I think I've heard of him. Many consider him the most formidable general in the Imperial Army, and he's known more widely around the Empire simply as Craig the Red. He leads the 4th Armored Division, which boasts the greatest firepower in the entire armed forces. I read about him in the research I did before entering the academy, but I never put the 2 and 2 together when I met Elliot. Come to think of it, doesn't Instructor Neidhart come from the 4th Armored Division too? Yeah, I met him through my dad before coming to the academy. Well, I'm not surprised you didn't peg me as Olaf Craig's son. I was kind of hoping you wouldn't find out. Elliot! Doesn't take the physique to see there's something going on there. Sorry, I didn't mean to make things all awkward like this. Just don't worry about it. Oh, right. Do you know any of the hotels around here, Fiona? We got an address of where we're staying, and it's apparently around here, but I've got no clue where it actually is. What? You're not staying here? Well, we are in town for a field study. Besides, there aren't enough beds here for us all. But it's been so long since I last saw you. Sniff, sniff. I guess you finally reached that age where it's not cool to give your big sis hugs anymore. I feel a little sad, but I guess we all grown up. I'll still be watching over you though. Sis, please. His sister seems to be even more attached to him than his to her is to her. Still, that's kind of strange. There aren't any hotels in this area, at least not that I know of. Huh? None at all. Perhaps my father gave us the wrong address? But your father just doesn't seem like the type to make such a careless mistake. I'm not 100% sure, but can you show me the address he gave you? Oh, sure thing. It's written right here. Oh, I think I know where this is. Isn't this where the old Bracer Guild used to be? Oh, Guild branch. Are you sure? Yeah, an old friend of mine used to work there, though we've been out of touch for a while. Really? I had no idea. Bracers, huh? Still, I'm baffled as to why my father would choose to put us up in the old guild house. Well, we should at least go and have a look for ourselves. Do you know the way, Elliot? I think so. It should be just down the road from here. I was hoping you'd stay a bit longer, but if you have things to do, I'll just sit here alone. It'll make my day if you drop by for meals while you're here, though. I'd be more than happy to cook for you all. Sounds great. What do you guys think? Well, if it wouldn't be any trouble, I'm not going to turn down a home cooking. I'm in. That's the spirit. I'll be sure to treat you to the very best I can whip up this evening. So make sure you get plenty done today and work up a real appetite. Seems like we have more than just the festival to look forward to now. You said it. All right, let's head over to the guild. Okay. Let's go to the guild. Just down the street here. Yep, this is definitely the place written in the memo. I didn't think we'd end up staying in an old guild branch. I'm guessing Group B was fixed up in another one too, then. So there's more than one guild branch in the city? Yeah, back when the guild still had a presence in Heimdall, there were 2 branches. The guild pulled out of the city over a year ago though, so not many pay attention to these buildings now. Is that so? The guild still has an active branch in my hometown, Legram. Really? That's more the exception than the rule these days. The building looks surprisingly new, considering they've been gone for over a year. Oh, that's because there was a big fire that swept through here about 2 years ago. They rebuilt the buildings after that, but they all ended up being shuttered when the guild left town anyways. No one knows for sure why if the fire was an accident or not. Some people think it was set by a terrorist. That's an unsettling thought. It's just a rumor though. There's no proof or anything. It must have been that operation. Nothing. Anyways, let's head in, shall we? My father gave us the key, so we should be able to let ourselves in. Well, shall we open it up? Yeah, definitely want to use the key. Let's go. You know, I was actually expecting it to be way less tidy in here. There's some kind of notice posted up on some of the walls and the bulletin boards. It seems to be a notice of who's currently in charge of the building. Apparently, it's currently owned by the local government. Well, that explains why the governor had the authority to let us stay here while we're in town. Which part are we staying in then? There's nothing but a reception counter down here, so I suppose we must be staying upstairs. Let's go drop off our stuff and see what we've got in store for us today. He's prepared brand new beds for us and everything. Isn't that going a little far? This isn't a hotel. I'm not going to complain. Your dad really seems like a nice guy. We should appreciate his consideration. All right, now that we've got our lodging sorted out, time to take a look at today's task. 3 required ones and 1 not required one. Okay. Underground Passage Monster. Nice. I like Underground Passage monsters. Noble is his name? Really? My name is Noble. I run Der Heimel Hotel, which unfortunately currently has a monster lurking beneath it. If you can get rid of it, please see me at my hotel in Garnier District. Alright. A customer who visited my gelato stall yesterday accidentally dropped their hat. I like to get it back to them, but I'm not sure how. If you have any good ideas, please visit my stall in Drakel's Plaza. Alright. A journalist at the Imperial Chronicle needs assistance with a tourism piece he's preparing. For more information, speak to me at the reception or office in Vanqueer Street, and I will connect you to. Okay. One of my cafe's most popular records has been shattered. If possible, I'd like to get another record of the same song, but I need help. Visit me at the Concert Cafe, Etoile on Alto Street for further information. Let's get going. The task Moxie Father has selected to certainly show the variety one would expect from a city this size. Yeah. We need to make sure we know exactly what each task involves before taking it on. Our group's covering the area of Vanqueer Street, so it might be a good idea to go around and scope out all the places before noon. Agreed. I want to get an idea of where everything is. We could use the World Trams to visit all the relevant locations on this side of the city while we're going through our task. You two all right with being on travel guides? Of course, might as well put our knowledge to use. It may be hard to show you around a city this size, but I'll give you a grand tour as I can. Sis says she'll fix dinner for us, so let's head back when it starts getting late. Yeah, once we're done with everything, let's go to Elliot's house. Okay, let's get moving. We got a lot of ground to cover. Understood. Let's all do what we can to ensure we're not shown up by Group B. Alright. Okay. Alright. Okay. Let's go. Alright, so one of the missions was right here in this area, right? From what I remember. Yep, Alto Street is where we are. We need the Concert Cafe. Another thing we need is good saving. Alright, so, yep, there's the cafe right here. It's close by, might as well go. Might as well take this one on first. Welcome back, Elliot. Seeing you walk in, it's like nothing's changed. Glad to see you're doing well, Hemming. Is he an old friend of yours? Yep, let me introduce you. Hemming used to be a famous musician, but now he's settled down and owns this place. Fiona and I have known him since we were kids, and we owe him a lot. This place is pretty popular too. If you're involved with music in Heimdall, you'll probably know Atoil. Fascinating. I wasn't even aware that this place existed. It's kinda relaxing. Thank you. Now that introductions are out of the way, you sent in a request for us to take care of, didn't you? I did, in fact. Can you start right away? Should we read? Yeah. Sure, mind telling us what you need? The request mentioned that one of your favorite records was smashed. That's right. It happened while I was trying to change around the store's layout. I ended up knocking one of the shelves over by mistake, which in turn led to the record falling out and shattering. What terrible luck! Which record was it? Tragically enough, it was Amber Amar. Oh no, you play that one every night! And if it came out over 30 years ago, it has become rather hard to find, yes. You know your music. The Wind Orchestra would be proud. Maybe. I've got plenty of other records to play while I'm looking for a replacement, so it's not an insurmountable problem. I'm more worried about the fact that I have an old friend stopping by this evening who really loves that song. That's why I'd like to ask you to find a replacement for him before the end of the day. Makes sense. I assume you searched all the nearby record stores already. I did, but none of them had it in stock. This is a big city, though. I haven't given up on it just yet. Which is why I sent the request your way. Then we have our work cut out for us. Does anyone know of any stores that might sell old records? We might want to ask Fiona about that. Oh yeah, I suppose a piano instructor would know where to buy records. Probably knows every store. My thoughts exactly. She's probably our best bet. Then we know where to start. Hopefully she'll be able to help us. Look at you kids, already formulating a plan. Here, Elliot, this should cover the cost of the record if you manage to find it. Thanks. Okay, we're off to find that record. I'm sure you will. Back to Elliot's house so soon. Fiona! Oh, hello everyone. Is there something I can help you with? We hope so. Oh no, poor Hemming. That might be a hard record to find though. As far as I can remember, most stores here don't stock it anymore. That's what we were afraid of. But that's why we came to you. We thought you might know of some other way we could get our hands on it. This is something of a long shot, but how about asking over at Plaza Bifrost on Vancouver Street? That's not a suggestion I was expecting. Same here, I don't remember there being any music stores in there. Did they add one while I was gone? Not within the building itself, no. However, Plaza Bifrost has actually has a number of partner stores all throughout the city, some of which sell records. So if you ask there, they're able to check if any of them have a copy in stock. That's quite the trick. I'm impressed. So, well, you learn these kinds of things as you grow up. Aren't you lucky to have such a reliable sister, Elliot? And humble too, but I can't deny that you really helped us out. Thanks a lot. We'll head straight for Plaza Bifrost. Remember to be careful. She's really crazy about her brother, isn't she? Yeah, I'm kind of jealous. Bifrost Street. Bifrost Plaza, whatever it's called. Yep, there is it. Plaza Bifrost. 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 So this is Van Queer Street. Sure is busy. Of course, it's the biggest street in Heimdall. There's more to it than just Plaza Bifrost, too. Which means you'll see lots of different types of people. Different types of people and different types of horrible vehicles, it seems. Well, that's partly due to the Imperial Transportation Act that came into effect last year. Don't run into the road, Machias! You're the last person I need treating me like a child. Anyways, it sounds like we'll be coming here a lot during our visit. We better take the chance to familiarize ourselves with the shops here. Whew. Welcome to Plaza Bifrost. Is there anything I can help you with? We're looking for a specific item and heard that this was the place to ask. That's right. What can I help you find today? We're trying to find a record that came out roughly 30 years ago. It's called Amber Amor. Is there any chance that someone here could have it in stock? Amber Amor, allow me to get in touch with our affiliated stores. Please bear with me as I do so. Thank you for raiding. Did you manage to find it? I'm afraid not. I've contacted all 5 stores, but none of them had a copy, I'm afraid. That's less than ideal. Can you ask anyone else? Unfortunately not. I'm afraid you may have to inquire elsewhere. However, before we resort to that, is it possible for us to contact that record maker and ask them to send us a copy? Would that be of interest to you? How long would it take to arrive? It depends on the company, but anywhere from a week to a month, I'd say. Oh, unfortunately, we were asked to find a copy by tonight. While I appreciate the offer, there's not much point in getting it in a week from now. So, you need it right away. Then might I suggest you visit the Ost District. There's a very reliable secondhand store there that might have it. Oh, right, I didn't think of that. Didn't realize there were secondhand stores in Heimdall. Don't you live in the Ost District, Machias? Not only do I live there, I know the woman who runs the store. The store's named Emerald. The store is named Emerald's, and I'm fairly certain they sell old records. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go. Fine by me. We really appreciate all that you've given us. My pleasure. I do hope you find what you're looking for. All right. Wild Goose Chase, here we go. Figure we get the non-required quest out of the way, and then we can work on the required ones. This will be a good way to kind of get around and see other parts of the city too. This is the Ost District, where I was born and raised. You'll find mostly lower-class citizens and laborers living around here. Huh, there are a lot of old-looking buildings in this area, but it doesn't look especially run down. It wasn't included in the city's redevelopment plan, but they take good care of it nowadays. Once my father and Chancellor Osborne came into power, at least. The two of them managed to improve the employment numbers around here, and in turn, the standard of living. That's why they're so popular in Heimdall. Chancellor Osborne in particular is famous for holding his ground against even the most influential nobles. Interesting. So does that mean we're near your house, Machias? Yeah, relatively. While there isn't much to see here, everyone gets along pretty well, and there are others there for each other. On that note, there are a number of people here who I'd like to see before we leave, but I'll do that later. Fine by me, let's go! Well, oh hey Machias! Huh? What are you doing here? What happened to your grandmother? It's kind of odd not to see her here. She called it quits, basically. So now the store's all mine. Really? No need to freak out. I'm handling things pretty well. Anyways, be sure to drop by if you're ever in the neighborhood. I don't have too many years on me, but I know what I'm doing. Right. Anyways, there's something I'd like to ask. We're in search of a specific record. Do you know if you have Amber Armor in stock here by any chance? Let me have a look, okay? Sorry for the wait. Is this the one? Thank you very much. So, is that the one? Yep, it's the real deal. It's in really good condition considering that it's secondhand too. Hemming will be ecstatic to see this. How much is it? It's 10% whole off the original price. Only 10%? That's still really expensive. Hey, I'm trying to run a business here. It's a fair price given how well the record's managed to hold its value. I'd figure it'd be more than regular price since it's so rare. See, she gets it. It'd be way more than retail price if it was out of print too. 10%, take it or leave it. We'll take it. This should cover it. Pleasure doing business with you. Well, we found what we needed. Yeah, let's bring it back to Hemming. All right, got the record for the man. So you found it after all? Somehow, yeah, it's all yours. Sorry I couldn't find you a brand new one. No need to worry. You really saved my evening. Now I don't have to worry about disappointing my friend. How wonderful to hear. Yeah, all that searching was worth it. Well, you can't go without a reward, so here, it's one of our desserts. Nice. Thank you very much. It looks good, so I sort of want to eat it right now. That's quite a compliment. Well then, best of luck with your rest of your field study. Nice. Well, that one's done. Sounds like they were playing the song too. How cool is that? Okay. I guess we need to find out. Look at our notes. Okay, there's the underground passage monster, hats off, and chronicles. Let's see where these are gonna go. Okay, Vanquier Street, Drycole's Plaza, and the Garnier District. Well, let's do this one first. All the way at the other end.
Isn't this...
Oh, this is where they published the Imperial Chronicle news?
Yeah, it is, and it's where one of our missions are. Hello, can I help you? Hi, we're students from Thor's Military Academy. We're here to follow up on a request someone made of us. Ah, I see. You must be Class 7 then. Would you like me to call the man who made this request out to meet you? Yes, please. Understood. Please take a seat on the sofa over there then a while I'll do so. Blah, 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 blah. Hey, we know this dude. It's Norton. Hey, nice to meet you. I'm Norton, cameraman here at the Imperial Chronicle. I've actually met Rean here before, though. Glad to see you're all doing and keeping well. Likewise, nice to see you again. Didn't expect I'd run into you like this, though. You know him. Yeah, I met him during our field study last month. Right, back when you were in the Nord Highlands. Yep, I was there at the same time. I really owe Rean and the rest of his group for everything they did for me. I probably wouldn't have gotten pictures as good as I did if it weren't for them. Now you're exaggerating things. I'll take the compliment, though. Haha, I wouldn't mind having you folks with me next time I head out. Enough hopes and dreams, though. Let's talk about the details of this request. I'm guessing it's Summer Festival related. How could it not be? It's always got us scrambling this time of year. So basically, I want you to help take some of the weight off of our shoulders. And how would we be doing that exactly? We need you to help us make a tourist pamphlet. Essentially, we put these things out on a regular basis, but this one's made specifically for the festival. But like I said, we're so swamped around here that it's really dragging. Sounds tough. I assume you won't be asking us to actually write the thing, will you? No, we wouldn't go that far. Oh, we need you to go to some of the featured stores and do a couple things. First up, you need to collect each store's comment for the pamphlet. Don't worry, we've asked them to write it in advance. After that, we need you to take a picture of the stores and its employees for us. And just to make sure everything's the way it should be sure to read each store's comment back to them. That sounds very doable. Yeah. Reed knows how to use a camera too, so we shouldn't run into any issues. Is that so? I'm hardly an expert, but I know how to work one at least. Now that we know what we have to do, just how many stores will we be visiting exactly? 5 in total. They're all on Vancouver Street too, so you won't be running around too much. You'll find the first 2 in Plaza Bifrost. You'll be looking for Weston House, which is a general grocery store, and Miyamosa, a coffee shop of sorts. Then, South Plaza Bifrost, you'll find a weapons shop named Watson's, followed by Lumiere Orbital Factory south of that. Last but not least, there's Lesage, which is right next to Lumiere. You get all that, Machias? Yeah, that's a lot of stops, but I doubt we'll have any trouble finding them. Yeah, they're all on the west side of Vancouver Street, so you're not exactly going to get lost. Well, that's everything you need to know. Any questions? Nope, we're good. Great. You're going to need this then. I'm heading back to work now. I'm counting on you. Get Citron to give me a shout when you've had all the stories. I'd appreciate it if you give her comments and the camera when you're done, too. Will do. Okay, then, let's get started. Let's. All right, well, in the next one, we'll be doing this. Let's go ahead and see you in the next video.